The next section here, the third column here, is basically all of the different features that don't fit in these two other areas. So the first box here is activity. What activity is, did they fill out a form? Where's that form? Did they go to a web page? Did they buy anything? Did they do certain things? All of that activity shows up in this third box. Let me switch back to this other account. And so you'll be able to see specific things about that. And it only starts to occur after they're tracked. They're tracked after they fill out a form or buy something from you. Okay. And that's pretty much it. The second section here are tasks. So tasks, if anybody has like a to-do list, you could also use Evolve to run all of your tasks. And your tasks can be generic, or they can also be specifically tied to users in your account. So it could mean, hey, I have to get back to Alex, right? So you can see here, there's this task. It was due July 24th at 8 a.m. to follow up with Alex, right? Oh, I also on the 19th, I was supposed to do that. So I can do those things and then I can mark them as done. Or I can say, I need to add a new task. And I can say, happy B-Day, Alex, message, or send happy B-Day, right? It's Alex's 50th B-Day on August 30, 2025. Okay, and I can send my specific thing at that date. All right, and then I can assign it to different users if there are other users. Otherwise, it's just me. I can hit save. And then here we go. So I have a task that's here specifically for Alex. Now remember I was talking about the dashboard? The dashboard also has that task here. Send a happy birthday message due in 23 days. So you can use Evolve as your to-do list. And again, it can be assigned to specific people. All right, so that's going to be over here. Under the notes section, this is all about things that you want to make sure that you are aware of for this person. So you can say add a note. You can say, this is Alex. Alex has a wife, Marcia, and daughter, Alexa. Right? Alexa is 9 years old as of 2025. Okay, and then I can hit save. That way I know whenever I'm talking to Alex, I'm like, oh, it's now August, or maybe I put the actual date of Alexa's birthday, right? Or maybe not. Alexa's 9 as of 2025. Okay, great. I contact Alex in 2026. I look at this note. How's Marcia doing? Right? Oh my gosh. And Alexa, she's got to be what, 10? Okay, so this is when you're starting to nurture those relationships with specific clients. You may or may not be doing this, right? But I got notes on each and every one. Just kidding. I don't really have notes on each you guys, but I do have some for some people. So that's over here. Appointments. Remember I talked about the calendar section here. If you have a calendar enabled on here and people have booked through Evolve onto your calendar, those appointments will show up here. So you can manage those appointments. You can add appointments. You can delete appointments, reschedule appointments, all from here. The next section here is documents. So if you have any specific handouts that you've personally given to this person, it's not like the free lead gens or anything like that. I'm not talking about those automated things. I'm talking about, is it a contract? Is it a PDF, that you specifically sent to the person, or a Word document? All of those things, they can all be put up in here. All right, so it's just, again, it's linked to this person. And I think if you add something, you can also make it available to other people as well. Payments, this is going to be the next important section for you to monitor for each and every single one of these people. You have individual or single transactions. You have ongoing transactions or subscriptions. You have invoices and estimates. I'll go through these two bottom ones right off the bat. Estimates and invoices are not going to be commonly used for the health professionals who are with us today. But maybe if you have coaching programs or if you have public talks, right? Let's say, for example, I know Tanya, right? She's been doing some public talks. So Tanya may actually say, have a business, right? That, let's just say I used Deloitte and Touche as an example in the past. Tanya's been approached by Deloitte & Touche, and Deloitte & Touche says, Tanya, we'd love you to do a 1-hour lunch and learn. Can you send us an estimate and let us know what's involved and how much that is? So Tanya's going to create a new estimate and says it's $1,000 for 25 people to attend. And she creates an estimate and sends it out. That's going to show up in this area here. And then when they approve of the estimate, it turns into an invoice, and that shows up here. Then from the invoice status, you can see it's been paid, unpaid, etc., overdue. All right, so that's quick and dirty of seeing those two things in here, this specific person's profile. What you're going to be mostly probably using is the subscriptions and the transactions area. A subscription area here is not about the payments themselves. It's about the subscription profile for this specific user. So all of you are on Evolve and you have a subscription. So if I go into your profile, I'll see here you have an active subscription and it's active, it's on, it's up to date, which means that it's being paid for every single month properly. Or if there's a missed payment on a subscription, it's going to say overdue. Okay, so I can see, okay, great. And I can click here and then I can start to look at the details, what's happening, right? So if you've ever had a failed payment, you would have known that I got in contact with you and I gave you the reason. That's all inside of here. Now, those subscriptions are transactions as well. So each of those transactions are going to be shown in here, in addition to the one-off payments. So let's say you have a one-time workshop payment. Boom, done. That's going to show up in here. You can see the different transactions that'll appear line by line. You can also go into here to view all the transactions in detail for this person, and then go into an individual transaction or do a refund. You can also do partial refunds or full refunds. So that's all going to be in here. All the money stuff is in here related to this person's profile. You can also add new cards on their profile. So let's say I do manual telephone orders. I can add a new card on a profile and I can say, all right, Janet, I'm going to send you that widget. Thanks for your payment. That card is saved on here. I can charge you individually, right? So for example, just a few weeks ago, there was a member whose card was actually canceled and their subscription payment failed. So what I did was I went in here, got their new card information and charged their card for that failed payment. You can do that here. Create new subscriptions, create an invoice, manage card, all this type of stuff. All of the money stuff is in this tab. The next one here is associations. I can't even remember what it's for. It's to associate different things, like different companies or two accounts together. I never use this, so please don't ask me what this section is for. All right, so this is everything to do with this individual profile.